What's up, everybody? All of you, all thousands of you.
They're flooding in. The
I know.
phone lines
Whoa,
are
whoa,
lighting
whoa.
up, Adam.
Slow down, people. We can only read your comments so fast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Geekward. This is the Game Club live discussion for Hollow Knight. So it's the end of the month.
It's the end of the month. I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it. We're going to get a million more. We're going to get a million more people on there.
We can only handle so many people watching at a time.
If it'll let me share it. What's up, Adam?
Gene's here.
Hey, Gene.
Hey, Gene. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday evening. Tyler's here. What up? Now
What's up, Tyler?
We've got the
audience. We have a quorum? Do we have a quorum?
We do have a quorum. Yeah, if you're here, say hey. We've got some stuff to talk about tonight. So again, it's the end of the month, the Geekward Game Club. It's like a book club, but for video games. And this month, this November is what we're in. We played Hollow Knight.
Y'all, it's November 2020. Can we just let that sink in for a minute? It's Thanksgiving week.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Jane says, "It didn't play this month. Too busy." That's okay.
It's okay, Gene.
That's okay because listen, like we were
all
busy.
Neither
did Dan. Jeff's here. Jeff says hi. We were all very busy this month, so you know what? You play what you can. You get through what you can because I'm going to go ahead and say I didn't finish the game.
Adam, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say I didn't finish the game either.
You know what? We gave it the old college try. But maybe that leads us to our first talking point about.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about Hollow Knight. So let's first of all can we just acknowledge this game is highly revered. People love this game. Like they love it. It's like their favorite game of all time. Hollow Knight. This has this like it's got its own subreddit. It's got its own like devoted fan base. They're all waiting for some
update, and there's been like 4 DLCs, I think, for it. Like a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So this game is very loved. It's the acclaim. You can't get enough. Tyler says also did not finish it. Let's talk about Hollow Knight. And maybe why we didn't finish it. Because like a game like this, it's a Metroidvania. It's classic Metroidvania formula where you basically just roam around until you open up new areas or find things that let you open up new areas, and eventually you get somewhere. So you got to be a fan of the genre. We played Ori and the Blind Forest, which is something we can compare to Hollow Knight. I will say Hollow Knight is a better game. As far as like handling and controls and combat and all the stuff you do, it's better. But let's get back to Hollow Knight. Gosh, I don't know where should we start? Where should we start with this game? This very loved, highly regarded, critically acclaimed Metroidvania game, platformer.
I think it's hard to put on my finger on it, but I agree. It is a good game, but it is also it's so frustrating. Like it's frustrating, and it's pretty, but it's not pretty. And you know what I mean? Like there's parts of it that are like really beautiful, and you can appreciate that it's really well done. But yeah, Jankytown, I'm ripping out my hair too, man. Like totally. So okay, everyone. I think most people have not finished this game unless you've played this game in the past and had already beaten it. What made you rip out your hair? Go ahead and put something.
Yeah, chime in the comments. Here's the thing for me. Here's right off the bat. So I tried playing this game a while ago. I started it. I played it on Xbox Game Pass. So I started it a long time ago, and I stopped like pretty early on. One of the things that like. Maybe it's just the time we're in or the mood, but this game is gloomy, man. This game is just like
it's a dump. Yeah,
it is broody and moody, and it is just like
It's like a goth kid's like wet dream.
And so like that alone made it hard for me to get into second. If I'm just going to go down the list here, there are like, games that I can appreciate a sense of exploration.
Yeah.
Now, do I finish a lot of these open world games? No. Have I started a bunch of them? Yes. Maybe it's me. Did I finish Breath of the Wild? No. Did I finish Red Dead Redemption? Did I finish Grand Theft? Did I finish Skyrim? Did I finish any of that? No.
I finished the only ones of those that I finished were the Fallout series because I love those. But I'm with you. Like Breath of the Wild, I explored it and I almost didn't want to finish it. But yes, carry on.
Yes. So look at these two comments up on the screen while I keep talking. What Dan says and what Tyler says. Yes. So it's gloomy as frack. And then like there is no direction. Like the only thing keeping me playing this game is me. The only thing keeping me going is me not wanting to stay in the same place. Like the game did not push me to do anything. I had to just kind of do it myself. And I need guidance. I need, if I want to explore, let me do that. But like, give me the path of least resistance if I want it. Like, like Breath of the Wild, you could do that. You have that path of least, if you want to go from point A to B, do it. But if you want to go over here, you can do that. But this game was just all like, hey, just whatever, man. Just whatever. And here's some like sad piano to go with it. And like, and some darkness.
Oh, and you want some sad organ music now? Cool. Let's throw that in too.
And so like, playing this was just a trudge. And then what Tyler was talking about and what Janky Town's talking about, death is a punishment in this game. Especially if you saved it. Let's pretend my screen is the map for a second.
Okay.
I sat on a bench right here.
Yep.
And then I worked my way around, and there's some right here.
Yep.
This took me a good like 45 minutes to find dead. Now I'll go back to here. Backtracking.
And it's hard. And getting to that point again is hard to get to that point. And then you have to kill your ghost, and you might die there. Oh, I got something to say about that too.
No, fortunately I never died twice in a row before getting back to my ghost body. But
I didn't either. I never died twice in a row, but I had some close calls, and I'll chime in right there. The most frustrating part of the ghost thing, I get it, that's cool. But if you die on like a mini boss, but that's like giving you a lot of trouble, and then sometimes your ghost would spawn in the mini boss arena with you while you're trying to fight other thing, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, like just.
And he's like, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God.
Oh well, I'm dead again. But yeah, the smallest bit of direction or an NPC, something that says like, hey, you know where you might want to go. Like the one time it happened for me, because again, I didn't, I only got so far in the game, was when somebody was like, hey, are you having a hard time beating the Mantis Lords? Then go to this place and go get your nail upgraded. That was the one time I was like, thank you. Thank you.
Well, and that's what I was hoping. So you've got this. So the first character you come across, right? You're wandering. You have no idea why you're wandering, and you come across this village, and you see this elder bug kind of thing. And I was hoping that he was going to be that kind of sage guide, because that is, I think most of us are on the same page. That is the most infuriating part of this game for me, is the hours that I wasted wandering. I think I'm pretty smart. I've played a ton of these games. I've beaten the classics and other stuff, but like the amount of time I wasted just trying to find one item or one ability. And, I finally had to pull up. I just checked my progress. I've been playing this game for 20 hours. I tried really hard. 20 hours. And I finally had to pull up the IGN wiki and be like, oh my God, I missed like I missed the blast dash thing that would carry you through, and the downward dash that would break like footings that were,
Yeah, I looked all over for that and never found it. I never found that.
I didn't either.
I wanted to find it.
I thought I had been everywhere. Like, you go across the map and you go across the map like till your eyes bleed, and you're like, I can't find anything else. I don't know what to do. And then you finally get to a point like 15 hours into the game where the game's like, oh, well, you have to go get these dreamers, right? And so then on your map, the first time ever, because when I first started this game, I told Adam, I said, you know what this game is? It's a cartography simulator, because all you the only incentive you have to get anywhere is to do stuff on the map and put stuff on the map. And Adam, like you said, path of least resistance. At least the Metroid games and the Castlevania games would give you the dot. It's like, here's the green dot, and you got to get to that dot. And yes, we may even show you part of the map, but it was I've wasted so much time, and it defeated me. And then, like everyone else is saying, it's so gloomy, it's so morose in an already like, oh, COVID spiking, we're not going to see our family for Thanksgiving. Zippity doo dah, let's play more Hollow Knight.
Well, here's some sad piano while you wander aimlessly through the darkness. This is such a metaphor for what we're doing right now. It's that to me, like mood cannot be overstated here. Like, and maybe I'm just fragile. I don't know, but like every time I fired up this game and it was like, there's a darkness.
And you're walking. You don't run. You just walk.
Yeah. There was
you can run, but
like finally I got to the city. There was like the city where you upgrade your nail or whatever, and the music was really cool in that place. It was better than in other places.
It's beautifully morose. I mean, there's parts that are really pretty, but again, it's all sad. But I think what kept me going, it was one of those games that for a while the pacing was such that, okay, it's just like it's painful, but like you're making just enough incremental progress to like make me want to keep going, even though I got lost in the first section for 2 hours trying to figure out what the hell to do. But once I got to the green area, the green way or whatever, like it started to feel better, and I got the dash. But yeah, it's
yeah. Once I got the wall jump, I was like, all right, now we're cooking.
Now we're business,
like, and then it was just like, just
12 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jeff says trying to figure out what combination of medallions to use just isn't fun. Same. You have to unlock the slots or whatever that you can use more. Tyler's got a big comment here. Bringing up the walkthrough when you didn't start one because it's easy to go out of order in the world, and you realize that the dash is necessary for the downward dash, which is necessary for the super long dash, which is necessary for the double jump, blah, blah, damn it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No, but for real, like, so let's talk about progression in Metroidvanias and in Hollow Knight specifically. Progression in Metroidvania, you find an item or an ability that upgrades your move set, and then you can get to places you previously have not gotten to. You see a ledge that like is high, and you're like, oh, one day I'm gonna get like the super double jump, and I'm gonna be able to like get up
that
there.
Item. I can see the energy tank up there.
Yeah, there's something
calling
there.
me.
And Hollow Knight does the same thing, but I feel like it's super stingy with its like. It like hangs the carrot in front of your face, and it's like, yeah, but you can only eat like an eighth of that carrot.
And I'm not going to tell you how to get it because I don't have to.
Jeff is talking about the medallions. Like this game, I feel like was handing out medallions faster than I could like.
I didn't have the slots. It's like, great, here's this cool sounding one. When you put it into practice, it may not be cool, but it takes up 4 slots, and I only had like 6 or 7.
And I'll be damned if I unequip the one that shows where I am on the map. Like
I used so talking about medallions, the ones that I really used, I used the one that was like a magnet for all the geo, the currency.
Mm-hmm.
So wherever I went, whenever I killed anything, I didn't have to like go backtrack. Jankytown. Let's talk about medallions. So I used that one. I'll go ahead and just pull my game up. I really liked that one. I had to use more like buffing type ones. So I didn't do a lot of attacking things. It was more of, okay, if I get hit, the thorns come out of me. If I get hit, I collect some soul so then I could heal myself again. So it was the whole game was me like falling on spikes and hitting bad guys. Hopefully my spike thing attacking them so they would die, so I would get a little bit of soul. Oh, also, I don't think this game did a really good job explaining the soul because when they first introduce you to the soul, you're next to one of those weird kind of phallic looking sideways statues, and you have to hit it, and you collect the soul, and then they're like, okay, now you can heal yourself. I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's kind of like Ori, in Ori you make little save slots. I thought I was looking for that statue the entire first dungeon, the crosswalks, whatever it's called.
Wow.
Until I finally realized I read something else. It's like, no, you just press and hold A. And I was like, are you serious? I've been playing this for like 2 hours struggling because you only had like 3 or 4 health. And so there's so many things that it's like, guys, a little bit of like quality of life upgrades would have helped this game so much, because it is a good game. The battle, like the combat is good. And like, I really, the thing that I wanted to get most out of this game, and I just don't know if I have it in me now, because I only just now gotten to one dreamer, is like, I want to see the city pretty. I want to see the city pretty and lively and flourishing and happy, but I don't even know if I'm going to get that if I beat the game.
Oh no, it's gonna get sadder probably. But like, y'all are talking about stuff that I didn't even see, like the thorns thing and like the thing that Mike was talking about, the dream shield or whatever. Like, that sounds really cool. But like, what is the price I have to pay to get there? And like, it sounds like this game offers so many like upgrades and things that you can do and abilities and stuff, which sounds really cool. But like, oh man, I played a game for, I don't think I played it for as long as Lucas did, but man, I still feel like a baby. And and it's just oh man. What was I gonna say? Somebody was gonna say, I don't remember.
There's so much content. Look, this, if you're into this game, and if you like getting thrown into a game and just kind of like figure it out, you could probably put 50 hours into this game being a completionist and love the heck out of it. But I'm not there right now. Like, I think a lot of us are in the same mental state where it's like, look, we're all quarantining and I need like happy-go-lucky wander song type things to kind of get me through. And I also, I was showing Adam, like these are just like my DS and my 3DS games that I've been like hoarding lately. Not even talking about Switch and PC and Xbox and PS4. And it's like, I just want to finich a game. That's I don't have.
It's still there, man. It's waiting for you. But the thing, like, it's just so depressing. It's just so depressing. And like, I appreciate the game. Like, I can see it like that. If you're a fan of the genre and you have all the time in the world to be an explorer, and you like to play Breath of the Wild for just like the wandering around aspect of it, and like, just I could kill, I put like 300 hours in Breath of the Wild, and because I just wandered around. This game is for you. I like a bit of of something other than my own willpower to keep me going in the game. I need the game to make me want to play it more.
Yeah, and I was struggling with, why do I even care? What's my Cuphead? No, Jeff, no.
That's for the hardcore.
No. I want to enjoy my video game experience. But Adam, did you get that sense too? It's just like, what's my motivation here? Like, at least in Ori. So we played Ori in the Blind Forest, which is, similar style Metroidvania, which actually had some story elements. I will say I really loved parts of the platforming of Ori, but the combat sucked because it's a button masher. The combat in this was way better, but there's parts of Ori that were more beautiful, and the soundtrack in Ori is better.
Ori had a bit of the gloom.
Ori had a bit of gloom,
but also had a bit of light as well.
Yes.
It was just as it was, this Hollow Knight said, all right, Ori, you want to be cryptic about some things? Hold my beer. Every time you find something that says inspect and it gives you some bizarre, like, random thing.
Yeah, they were on something, like writing some of that.
It's like, what? I feel like I got to something.
But it was just like, I'm trying piece this world together. And even Gabe, my son, like he was watching me play through this and he was trying to piece the story together. He's like, I think this. And I was like, that sounds pretty plausible, but I have no idea, Gabe, because I have no idea what I'm doing. I've been playing this game for 20 hours and I still don't know what I'm fighting for or trying to do.
Yeah, like what Tyler says, the power-ups really only help you get to other places. There was the time I upgraded my nail, and apparently you can keep going back to that guy and giving him stuff, and he'll make your nail, which is your sword, I guess, stronger.
There's a double jump?
Yeah, like apparently.
I mean, like, seriously. Okay, like let's break that down. There's a double jump, question mark. In most of these games, you get like that double jump and that dash. Some of them may be like even handed to you from the beginning. Like they ease you into it so much. I've been playing the game for 20 hours, and if there's a double jump, I don't have it. I don't know where to get it.
Would have loved to have it.
And I've got a lot of the map like uncovered too. I'm just like, where the hell would this thing even be if I?
Let's talk about this. This has changed the subject a little bit, but like we talked about the gloom of the game and like sort of how down it is, or not. It's morose and broody. Something that like didn't help with that is how the game reacts to you getting hit. I don't know if what everybody else. I would love to hear other people's thoughts on that, because some people say, "Oh, that's kind of cool." How like dire it is when you just take a hit, or how like dramatic it is, I guess is the word. You get hit and it's like, whoa.
You're right.
It hurts me. It like, maybe that is the intended effect of the game, but like, I don't want to feel like I'm dying every time I get hit.
You're totally right. And I think I discounted that, Adam. I think I've gotten so used to it after 20 hours, but I remember just traversing through the early part and be like, and I got hit and it was like, oh my God. Like it really was. It was shocking. Like it was like an old Castlevania game where it's like you fall backwards and into the pit and die kind of thing.
It's like, did I just die? Oh no, I just lost a health thing.
Tyler says the double jump is in the ancient basin. Well, guess where I am right now?
Are you in the ancient basin?
I'm in the ancient basin. Again, I had already gone here only to find that like, oh no, you're not really supposed to go here yet, because you're supposed to go around this way and get to the area you're supposed to get to with all these other upgrades that you should have by now.
Yeah, so not only when you take a hit, but when you hit others and it bounces you into peril. Yeah, the recoil for hitting bad guys is maddening.
Yes.
But then you get hit and the game just like shuts down for a second as you like lose a little health thing. Just that whole like pause of you getting hit and like the screen darkens and it like, it's so dramatic. It's so dramatic.
And kind of tying into that too, like even when you slash at a guy with your nail,
there's a medallion for that.
It pushes, and no, there's a medallion for all this crap. Like it pushes you back a little bit. So you kind of have to constantly get used to these like weird little handicaps that the game sets you up with right off the bat.
Yeah. So Mike says one pet peeve is needing to reach certain areas that cost energy. Like you need to use certain abilities like the downward smash. So knowing when you find a spot, don't have any. Oh yeah. Yeah. Ugh. And Michael says casuals. Well, you know what?
I am casual, Michael, and I'm fine.
I mean, listen.
Yes.
I can play a hardcore game, and maybe it's just not the right time. This is the second time I tried to play it, and I'm not like if you love the game, please speak up. I want to hear why you did. I can appreciate why it is a good game. It just was a slow.
I think given given a time limit, yes.
The way the game handles you taking a hit. Mike likes the game, but it was just a difficult one. So let's see what other people are saying. It felt to me like the timing of my own movement combined with enemies' movements was off. I had that. And I had the weird thing where I was playing with the Xbox 360 controller, and I was using the analog stick because the D-pad on the Xbox 360 controller is garbage. It it was really touchy as far as like the direction of how you attack. So like, I'm trying to, you have those things that are going across the water and I'm trying to downward slash them, but then I just end up hitting to the right or the side, and then I'm in the water and it sends me back to the.
So I've been playing on Switch, and to kind of tie into that, like the Pro controller is solid. Like I had a good experience, but I played a lot of this game handheld. Get some Joy-Con drift in there and have some fun, because all of a sudden you're fighting and then all of a sudden you're looking up and slashing up like this for like a boss battle. And so you're like trying to compensate, but also like I had like serious hand crampage because I put in a couple long sessions handheld, and I walked away with like hands like that.
Yeah, Mike is going to 100% it. Jeff likes the game. He'd probably go back to it. Listen, I might go back to this game. Like, now that I'm hearing about like all the things that you can do and you can find, like maybe there's a place for it if I have the, but I don't know if I don't have, maybe I just don't have the time. I want to have the time to spend with one game.
So Adam, we were.
See, that's not just me. Thank God.
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys on that 360 controller or Xbox One controller, but we were kind of bitching about it before, and then I picked it up and played it today, and I played for like 3 hours today, and I enjoyed it because I was making progress. I enjoy this game when I'm making progress. I don't enjoy this game when I'm wandering around, but I think what's happened now is I've wandered around so much and found every nook and cranny that I can see now. Like, I just got the first Dreamer, in the abandoned city or whatever, and I feel like it's going to get easier now because it was like, okay, where do I find these? But I had to go to a wiki and figure out how to find 2 abilities to get me to that point. So I would say, I'm dumping on it right now, but like I am enjoying it, and I don't want to be disappointed either in what my expectations for this ending are, where it's like, oh, and here's the whole story. Here's why you were playing it. And look at this beautiful city. And either you get to see what it was or what it becomes. Like, there's that little spark in me that's holding out that if I get that, then it would be worth it.
Mike's got a warning for you.
Shut up, Mike.
So Jeff says it's a good game, but it feels more like work than fun. When you get a new place to defeat a boss, it feels like an accomplishment. I'm not sure I enjoy it. Same. So I played this game for probably a few hours yesterday, and it felt like I was making progress here and there. I was doing things. I had little spots on my map that looked like paths that led to new places, so I would go into them. And so like I did kind of, I guess the time got away from me at that point. So you get into it, and I can see myself just wanting to keep going, because benches are so few and far between that you kind of have to.
I love benches so much. I've never loved a bench as much as I've loved a bench in this game.
Oh, the benches are so good.
Did you get really sad when you come across a bench that was broken? I kind of mourned. I kind of mourned those benches. One of
the things that made me almost just stop playing yesterday was I fought a boss, and I died, and I was using the medallion that gives you extra health, and the medallion broke, and it was like, you can no longer use this, and I was like,
oh, was it the one that you got from the ant guy?
Maybe.
So apparently, I think that one, you have to go find another random bug that will upgrade it for you.
Oh, well.
Michael, are you serious? 200 hours across 4. How many times have you beaten this game?
Tyler, yes. They had this that subway system or whatever, the bug that you could get on.
That was cool. The stag system is
stag.
Cool. Like,
yeah.
I like that. I like hitting the bell, and like he comes and you can talk to him, and if you talk to him, we will give you some information about the area, which is kind of cool. It's like a little history lesson. So I like the stag system. That was neat.
But fast travel by benches, would have loved that.
I would have loved that so
Would have loved that. It's a novel idea. Was I the only one that had to tell my guy to get off the bench like 3 times? Yeah, sometimes you had to be like, okay, go. Okay, go. Did you figure out how the healing pools worked?
So those restore your soul.
Yeah.
The the hot springs. Like if you watch your soul gauge, it'll increase your soul. That took me a while to figure out because they don't tell you.
They don't tell you a damn thing.
Yeah, there were definitely some Miyazaki type stuff in here, Mike. Like all the masks and everything. And there was this one specific character in the abandoned thing where it comes out of this wall and it's got this mask and it looks just like the Spirited Away guy with the mask. And I was like, oh my God. But yeah, I mean, the art style is fantastic. And I don't know, this was an indie game, right? Like this is a ton of game for the money.
There's a lot of game in here. Michael says he's beaten it several times, getting close to the full 112% at least twice.
Never fully finished it with 200 hours. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys.
That's some dedication. See, that's the thing. Like there are people like Michael and like Chrissy's brother.
We love you, Michael. We love you. We're not giving
Chrissy's brother. This is like one of his favorite games, and like I can respect that. I can see that there's a lot of game here and there's a lot to do, and it's, you get sucked in.
Yeah. No, my buddy James, one of his all-time favorite games, and I know he's put in well over 40 hours on it, but he loves this game. Like it's one of his favorites. Celeste is also one of his favorite games too. So I'm not. Maybe I need to reconsider my friendship with James.
We know what kind of guy James,
Love you, James.
is.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I think for me, it's just one of those like I said, at least give me the option of not having to explore everywhere. Like show me like even Ori would have a spot on the map and then like no map in between where you are. So you have to kind of figure out how to get there.
But you do not get that until, I'm telling you, like it was 15 hours for me until I got the Dreamers marked on my map. And it was like, oh, finally. But even then I was like, how the heck do I get to that spot? Like I went to multiple spots trying to figure out how I get there, only to figure out I didn't have an ability again. It's like,
so okay. Is this game considered a Souls-like? Because I didn't really, I guess I never really thought to compare it to like Dark Souls. But I guess it is. That's what Tyler's saying too. Yeah, the games are designed to kill you over and like Dark Souls is the same way, in that like you don't know where you're going. You just go. You just say like, I guess I'm going to go down these steps, and then you're dead. And you're like, well, maybe I'll go across this bridge, and then you're dead. And then you're like, well, I don't know what to do
And for me, that's where Ori wins to a degree, because even in the most frustrating Ori moments, I was making incremental progress, like during some of those complex platformer spots. But the way they do it with the little mini saves, right, where you use your energy to create a save spot, made it more accessible for me. Because I'm with you, Dan. Like I know, Dan, you'd mentioned that it's like I don't have the time to invest like in some of these games anymore. Like I want to experience, and that's where. It's like I feel like I've experienced so much of this game now that I'm on the edge where I could argue myself into, Lucas, you experience so much. Just watch a couple videos because you're not missing out on a ton of story, and just see what happens. But then there's part of me that's like, no, I've played for 20 hours. I got to finish this game, but I just hope it's not another 20 hours to finish it.
Yeah, Tyler's last sentence. I just want to play games to enjoy myself at this point, not to get furious at crazy RNG. Yeah, and you had a useful map in Ori. But yeah, like, I don't know. And I think if this game had the aesthetic of Wander Song, I probably would be into it. Like, I keep going back to it, but like the mood and the darkness just was not fun for me.
Well, Adam, you mentioned that. So we've played Ori and the Blind Forest. We've played Hollow Knight. We had another Metroidvania game in our choices over the past couple months. Do you remember what it was?
No.
Yoku's Island Express.
Island Express.
Oh my God, guys. Okay, I'm gonna. If
Mike, go, yeah.
Oh, what seal? I don't even know what you're. Okay, cool. There's seals now. Okay, if you want to, guys, if you and gals, if we have any gals tonight, if you want to combine the whimsy of Wander Song with a Metroidvania that you can actually beat in like 6 or 7 hours, and it's goofy and it's fun and it's light and it's whimsical. Yoku's Island Express. It
I
is
didn't
so
realize that
much
was
fun.
a Metroidvania.
It is a pinball Metroidvania. So the mechanic is you're traversing the aisle. You're a dung beetle mailman. So your dung ball is the ball you're using to go around all these loops, and you're collecting fruit to unlock little areas. And it's super cute and whimsical. There's enough story to kind of keep you invested, but I think it took me 6 hours. I played it in between Trials of Mana and Ghostbusters. It was like a palate cleanser, and it was so much fun. It was bright and cheerful. The music was fun. Yoku's Island Express. I would rather play that than this.
Like, I mean, mood isn't everything, but it's also the reason why, like, I couldn't get into. I mean, I played a lot of it, but The Binding of Isaac, for example, I like to play a lot of roguelike games. The Binding of Isaac.
That one's super dark, right? Like, aren't you like locked in a basement?
It's not just dark. It's like grotesque. It's like nightmarish and grotesque, and like the aesthetic of The Binding of Isaac turned me off after a while. I was like, okay, I'm done, hearing people cry and, like, seeing exploding bodies tears and like, it's just like, like The Binding of Isaac is a fun game at its core. There's a lot of game in The Binding of Isaac.
I've heard it's great.
It is. And I actually, played a good bit of it, probably like 20, 25 hours or so. I beat the mom or whatever, mom's heart or what, I had an ending. But the aesthetic was a turnoff for me. So, like, it's, there are people who, again, put, like, thousands of hours into The Binding of Isaac, but it was one of those things that, like, ugh. So, like, this game, not the same. Obviously, it's not as grotesque and bloody and sad in the same way, but this is just like a constant dirge.
Yeah, and a tough dirge, and I don't know. I really do want to finish this game because I'm hoping that there's going to be some payoff, but, like, I appreciate the game because it's really excellent gameplay. Like, when it's at its best, the caterpillars are really cute.
They are. Let me tell you how pissed off I was when I found my first caterpillar, and it was, like, in its little glass cage, and I broke the cage. I was like, "Yay, I'm gonna get something!" And then he just dove into the ground. I was like, "What? Where are you going?"
Luckily, I had found that little place, and I was like, maybe I'll go back there now. And then he showers you with money. Eventually, he gives you a medallion, but yeah, like, this game, when it's at its best, it's a fantastic Metroidvania. Like, it really is. I would put it up there, but I think you got to be in the right mindset to get through it. And maybe it's like a book, Adam. Maybe it's one of those books, like, we have a book club. Y'all all know that. Maybe it's one of these classics that just didn't register with me, but then it's like
expectations.
But then the second time you read it, you kind of.
Oh no, I never read great expectations.
I didn't either. But maybe it's one of those where it's like, okay, the second time around, like, you're going to appreciate it that much more because you understand the mechanics, you understand where everything is, and you can appreciate it more, and so you're not banging your head against the concrete wall. I don't know. Favorite areas
or boss battles. I enjoyed. I mean, again, I didn't get very, relatively as far as some other people, but I did enjoy getting into that city where I got my nail upgraded, and I think the music was better, and
the city's cool.
there was a lot of platforming involved, and I was excited about that. And you had those the soldiers guys walking around going. I like those guys.
Bapanada. Okay.
The Mantis Lords that was a fun one. That was a lot of fun. I actually didn't beat it. But it was fun.
I got to a point where I tried so many times, and I was lower level at that time, and so I just skipped out. I would say my favorite area is probably the green path, just because it's the brightest, most colorful area, and the music's a little bit more upbeat. Adam, I don't know if you found this guy.
Yeah, City of Tears. That's the name
City
of
of
it.
Tears.
I
It's
love the City
beautiful,
of
like in
Tears.
all the rain and like the water coming down.
And the windows on the sides.
Okay, my favorite battle, and Adam, I don't know if I think he's in the waterways, is called the Dung Defender.
Is that what Jeff's talking about? The sewer area?
No,
Dung
so
Defender?
the sewers, the Dung Defender, skilled combatant living at the heart of the waterways, assails intruders with balls of compacted dung. But he's you need to watch a video of it because he's like, "Blah, blah, blah," and he's like all kind of chivalrous, and it was just goofy. Like it was such a respite from.
I loved when the game got goofy.
Yeah, and so like he was like, like you hear him as you're going through the sewers, and he's like, and like he's throwing like poop balls at you, and that was my favorite battle. It wasn't hard, but I think it was just like a needed kind of little bit of comic relief.
That's
nice. Yeah, and so Jenkytown. So when you beat him, you get his medallion, and it literally creates like a stink cloud behind you, and with like flies and stuff. And what I didn't know, and because I went on one of the there you go, Mike. It adds dialogue for different characters. So some people be like, and certain medallions do that. Like if you have them equipped, the people react. But the little ant guy in the fungus bogs or whatever, he'll be like, "Oh, you smell wretched. I'll give you a discount on all my items then." So you can get a discount from him on some of his medallions. So
see, these are all very cool things that I will probably never see.
It's very cool. It's super deep. I mean, it's a great game. Just like Symphony of the Night is super deep. Like you can find every single item, and they react different the way you combine items. And so for that, I really appreciate this game. But it's just, I think the lightheartedness was a little bit too far. It
feels like everything in this game is an Easter egg.
Yeah. Even finding the double jump is Easter egg.
Like, oh, I stumbled upon this thing. Oh, it makes me wall jump. That's awesome. It's like that. I feel like I found an Easter egg in the game. I don't feel like so Michael says, did anyone do the White Palace or the Path of Pain?
The Path of Pain sounds horrible.
Like a big no. That's going to be a hard pass for me.
Isn't that Celeste under subtitle?
Seasides or whatever.
Celeste, the Path of Pain.
Yeah. No, I didn't do any of that.
There were sections like in each area where I knew they were like, because the music would change, it would get like it would get a little bit more like techno-y, where it was like, okay, we're going to throw a little bit harder platforming section where you have to use one of your abilities, and you'll get either like a mask shard or a vessel shard at the end of it. And usually when I found that, like once I got attuned to it, I was like, nope, I'm just leaving this spot because I died way too many times.
Soul Master.
Oh, the Soul Master. Yes, that took me by surprise, Tyler. So Jenkytown asks about the bank. I put some money in the bank, but then it was like, well, most of the time I was able to get all my money back. So I think one time I had to buy something expensive, and I had like 800 geo in it, and I just drained it. It's like, eh. Was there something that you unlocked if you invested in the bank more?
Wouldn't surprise me. A little Easter egg says like, hey, now everything's free. The Path of Pain, no, it has an end. I'm not sure it has a reward. Oh my gosh. The pain is the reward.
That's like that damn Celeste. What was the
retro
Pico,
game.
The Pico Celeste that I played for 50 minutes to get like 6 strawberries, and that was it. It's like, you beat the game, and I was like, you serious? That's it?
It was like the first time I broke open one of those little caterpillar guys.
Ugh.
And it was like, bye. I'm not going to give you anything. And then like I went back to the city, and apparently there's a place where they all like hang out and they give you money. Is that it? That's
it. You get a medallion eventually. Did you get that?
No.
Yeah, so it gives you a, what does it do? It's actually I use it a lot. It It's called the Grub Song. It contains the gratitude of free grubs. So that's when you gain soul from taking damage. So that one is pretty good because it's like, okay, if you're on a section where you keep hitting spikes, usually after the second or third hit, you'll be able to heal one of your masks back, kind of thing.
Yeah, but you have to take 10 seconds to do it.
Yeah,
and not get hit.
Exactly.
That's the thing. Is like, I'm in the thick of battle. I need to heal.
Good luck. That would be me in so many battles. It's like I'd be pooping in the corner, like
run over here. Don't hit me! Don't hit me!
And then of course they hit me, and then my spike thing would come out of my body, and I would go. Then I'd die some more.
The game goes into bullet time and just slows down.
So I like the music better in Celeste.
There were places in this game where the music was.
The music was good. I mean, I really can't fault this game's. Like, it's got even though it's a morose art style, it's a fantastic art style, art direction. And music.
It's a nice looking game.
Sure. Like, and everything fits, right? It's all flows, it all fits, but
consistent.
Spent an hour and a second. Yeah, I did not get to the second Hornet battle.
I only fought her once.
Yeah, that didn't happen yet, and I don't know if it will. I hit a point this afternoon where I'd made some good progress, and it was just like, and I kept dying on this mini boss, and I was like, you know what? I'm really done with this game right now. Right now, I may change my mind, but
yeah, there were times where I died and went back to a bench that I knew I was far away, and I would just. I was like, no, I can't. I'm gonna go play Super Mario Bros. 35 because I know I can get to the end of that one. But yeah, it's just like I can't. I don't have the energy or the willpower to do it. So people are comparing this to Celeste. I think I like this better than Celeste, just because it doesn't make me as anxious as Celeste. Like it says, there's like. This has kind of like a chill vibe to it, a chill, like depressed vibe. But
I feel in this game that I actually had more control, and I know like if you get Celeste's control down, it really can be. But I also feel like every screen in Celeste, especially as you get towards the end, is just like this battle of futility. Where this one, at least, yeah, like Adam, you said, you can at least kind of wander around, go do something else, make some progress here, go get a little like side quest or items, and then go back stronger. But Celeste is just like,
I mean, Celeste barrage. For what it is, it's a great, it's perfect platforming, and it. But imagine if Celeste borrowed from Hollow Knight the way it handles death, and like you die and you don't just ping back into the same screen. You go all the way back to the.
No.
I would punch my own TV.
And I know some people would love that though. Like I know some people would love that, but I think I'm with a lot of people in the discussion tonight where it's just like I want to experience these games. I want to get through it. I want to feel like I've done something because I have so many games that I've got to play through before I die now.
And I'm not sure, the game is entirely comparable to Celeste. I mean, it is a 2D platformer, but
they're different. They're definitely different.
Like Celeste is a tough as nails, pure platforming. You're gonna learn by doing. Hollow Knight is this vast, slow, brooding, morose exploration game, Metroidvania. Janky Down says the frustration levels are similar, but for different reasons. Because, like, if Hollow Knight just put me back to where I was, it wouldn't be as frustrating. Like, if the penalty for dying wasn't like Dark Souls, where you have to go all the way back to that stupid bonfire you lit like 10 years ago.
I haven't played it. I will not play that game.
Then it wouldn't be as frustrating. I think the frustration in Hollow Knight comes from not knowing where to go.
Yes.
Getting stuck, and then things being too hard and being punished too much for losing
Yes.
when you're just trying to find your way around. Like that's the frustrating thing about Hollow Knight is that it's like you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you're doing. Like you can click on your map and you can see places you haven't been to, and you're like, well, there's probably something over there, I guess.
No, you summed it up perfectly, Adam. Like, I appreciate the art. I think it's a beautifully morose game, but it's so, like, just a little bit, guys. Like, just a tiny bit. And if I were a beta tester, that's what I would have given them, that feedback of like, guys, you made a fantastic game. Like, your art style's on point. I'm interested enough in it to like get through it. The gameplay mechanics are great. Like it's a super solid Metroidvania, and I see why it pings like super high on these lists. But it's just like just a little bit of help,
But if they went into it making, saying they were going to make a Souls-like Metroidvania platform, 2D platformer,
then they did it.
They did it. Granted, like I feel like in Dark Souls, some of the deaths are cheaper, like because like imagine Hollow Knight but in 3D, and like instead of like where the enemies are, they just come out and slash you and you're dead. They surprise you, so you have to like kind of creep through the game.
I'll bring up another point. This is super cute, right? That's super cute. Like, oh look, Hollow Knight, and
it's a cute game.
Mommy, I could be a knight and like braves the depths of a forgotten kingdom. Like if I were a kid, because Gabe was asking me to play. He was like, "Daddy, can I try this game?" And I think he saw me. I think he knows not to ask again because he saw me being like crap, and just like dying and dying and dying. But like, it's a little bit deceiving with the art style that if they are marketing that, then they're not doing it with this, because this says, oh, look, it's like a Mario game and I'm a knight and I get to go explore this underground.
It's like a depressing
world.
Mario game.
But it doesn't look like that.
You should
on the back.
definitely
Look. There's color. There's gold.
There wasn't that much color in this game. The game looks like what it looks like up there. It's just darkness. Tyler says, "Do you think this game could benefit from an easy mode, or would it defeat the purpose of the game?" Yes, I think that it would make it more accessible to people like me.
I wouldn't call it. How about this, Tyler? Let's compromise. Let's call it assist mode. And assist mode, maybe there's a couple different settings in assist mode where all you want is to be like, you got to get here next. I would have loved that. Like maybe at points I would have wanted to ramp the difficulty just to get through a section. But it's one of those games that like there's only one mode, right? Like it's Hollow Knight, and so I would have loved,
at least like even if it's not like just a click a button kind of cheat mode kind of thing. Even if there was like, even if you had to make your way to somebody in the town, you had to pay like 100 geo to get him to give you a cryptic hint on where to go, like something to that effect would have like at least to say like, all right, I've done all that I can do. Let me go up and find this guy and let me give him some money and he can give me a hint and tell me what I need to do next. But all games could benefit from an easy mode, says Dan, and particularly modes that can be changed back and forth.
Yeah, I agree, Dan. And like, look, Dan's got kids. Like I would, if I got through this game, I would love to pass it on to somebody. And if this was like Michael, if this is one of Michael's favorite games, and you wanted a loved one or a friend to play it, but they're not as hardcore as you may be, or as good a gamer, but you want them to experience the story, they really can't. The only way they'd really get to see this game is by watching videos or watch you play. So yeah, I think an assist setting would be most welcome.
Yeah, at least let me save it wherever I want to save it. Like and it is that Dark Souls thing where like you can only save at bonfires. But
at least on my Switch, I could just literally like
sleep mode.
Just put it on sleep mode and like, okay, it's gonna stay right there. But
yeah, I did the same with the Xbox. I was like, I'm not taking a chance.
Just let it run.
Shut it down into like sleep mode. But are we save points? Come on. Save and quit. Save is just.
Yeah, it's all about accessibility.
This being a hardcore option, having other versions of accessibility for people who might not be such hardened gamers for crazy hard combat or don't have time. Yeah. See, yeah.
But
you know.
But you know what? I feel better. So this
shouldn't be ashamed to use a guide for it.
I agree, Michael. I hit a point where at like hour 18, I was not ashamed anymore. It's not just hard, it's almost impossible because there were areas that I thought were inaccessible, or you forget, right? Like you may have found it, and I don't know about you, but I kind of had a mental idea of like, great, these are the markers that I'm going to use for certain things, but then I would either run out or I'd forget which one was which, and it was just like, oh, my cartography lesson failed.
Yeah.
Well, Adam,
I could see, like, if I was younger, you know, like let's say in college or something, and you know, we had a group of friends that were playing this game, and I could see this being like a social thing where we're kind of helping each other out. And we didn't do that in the game club. We could have, but
that's true. That's true.
But I can see this, you know, I played it as sort of a solo experience, but I think that if you know, when I was in college, if I was in college and we played this as like a social, I can see myself getting more into something like this. Like, I think it's you can't obviously do multiplayer, but like Dark Souls, if you have somebody else that's kind of doing it with you, they can tell you what they found. You can tell them what you found.
Yeah, it's one of those schoolyard games, right? Like when we were kids, where it's like, how do you get that? And then it's kind of like you're playing the game through the grapevine, figuring out.
Oh man, when this game,
I mean, my God,
the way that this game made the map. Like, can we talk about the map for a second? Like the map was like super inaccessible for a long time. Like, it made you have to find a medallion to just show you where you are on the map, and then you have to find the little humming guy every time you want to open up the new map or otherwise you just click the button and it says, sorry, you don't have a map for this area, you're blind as a bat. Look at this. There it is.
So you know, looking at this now, I've uncovered pretty much all the map, but I'm still like nowhere near, because I just got through the deep nest, and I'd already kind of gotten through the ancient basin. But like I've got most of the map, and that's where I feel like I'm really close to beating this game, and I just have to do a couple other things to get through it. But yeah.
Don't make the maps so inaccessible.
Coniferous Bay. Oh, Conifer. Yeah. When I found him, it was like salvation. You know, you hear him.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, good. I get the map. Thank God. Oh, he's getting quieter. Shit. I need to go the other way.
Oh, my God. Oh. Well, Adam, we've taken a dump on this game for 58 minutes.
It's been a healthy one, though. It
has been. It's been cathartic.
It's a dump with a healthy respect for it.
It's true. It's you know, it's a good clean out. After you, yeah. So, but I think, look, I think everyone's on the same page. Like, I like this game. When it's shining really brightly for me, but it's just
still super dark though.
It's super dark. but it, like, I can't fault the art style. I can't fault, you know, the graphics or the sound or the gameplay. It's just like some of those features that the developers could have added just a little bit that would have made my gaming experience so much more enjoyable, because I just don't like wasting time at this point in my life, right? Like, especially with a game like this, and that sounds bad, but like, I expect that with like a role-playing game or something, but with a Metroidvania, I don't expect to put 30-40 hours into a game like that. So I like the game. I think I will finish it. I think I need a break though. But my only fear there is I give it a break, and I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose the touch, and not that I have the touch, but I'm going to lose it. So
Matt says, I've started to avoid games like this just because I don't have the time anymore. I enjoy a challenge, but after the first Demon Souls, I had flashbacks of grinding in the original Dragon Warrior. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's just I don't have the time to punish myself. And
Yes.
like Celeste was fine because it's a shorter game and the levels are short relatively speaking, and you know like where the end is. It's you just got to get there. This is the hard part. Um but
Yeah, Dan, for $15, this game is so much. There's so much in this game. I paid 30. I got a used copy. So Fan Gamer actually made physical, and you know I love my physical games, but I paid 30 for mine, and I feel like it's worth every. It to me, it's inching on like a $50 game just in the sheer volume of content that you get with the DLC. I was looking through the DLCs, and I was like, God, I'm never gonna get there, but there's definitely the bang for
Nintendo
your
could
buck.
have made this game and it would have been like a $50
Yeah, no doubt,
game.
no doubt.
Like it's a it's a huge value for game. No, there's a lot of game in here. I I appreciate the fact that there is so much game and it's so lovingly crafted.
Yes.
I think calling it just a Metroidvania is a misnomer because it is a Souls-like Metroidvania, and Souls-like games. No thanks. I'm just gonna say no thanks on because I have Dark Souls and I started it and it was like it was the kind of punishment that felt like there was no reward for, and people again love these kinds of games. They love Dark Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3. They love these got an instruction manual.
Oh yeah. So look, that's another reason I buy physical stuff now, especially from these indie games, because I don't know, there's something like old school like Nintendo, Super Nintendo. I mean, even through like Game Boy and stuff. Like, look at that. Like, I may want to look at that one day, and that's worth a little bit more for me. And plus, I can always sell it. Like, that's the thing that with my physical stuff is like I could sell it, and yeah.
Well, I played it on Xbox Game Pass, so whatever I pay for
That's a steal. If you don't do Xbox, which I don't because I have too many games, but that is such a value. If we try to pick games from there a lot,
but also I might have played more of this game had I had it on Switch. I don't know. Maybe it's just like a console versus being able to just kind of pick it up and play wherever I am.
That's why I get everything on Switch now if I can, because I may want to play in bed before I go to sleep, or I may want to go outside and like hang out on the patio. Granted, this game you will get hand cramp, doing all the combinations. But
yeah,
I played a decent couple hours just handheld.
Yeah, and I have to take over the TV and there's all that. So but I did what I could. But
so Adam, are you going to continue, or was this your you're gonna put a pin in Hollow Knight, and maybe one day when you're in the nursing home,
maybe
come back
one day. Okay. Maybe one day. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna keep playing now because I got so much else on my plate, and like I don't need the kind of gloominess in my life right now.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like I'm super close, but at the same time, I'm really tired. It's really like, it's just like beating me up. and I need a change. I need that Yoku. And for real, guys, if you want a fun, lighthearted kind of Wander Song experience where you're still exploring a map, you can pick it up on the cheap. Granted, I bought a physical copy, but for Switch, but it's on Game Pass.
It's not. I don't think it is anymore.
Oh, it's not. I'm sorry.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
It was. It's always on sale on like Steam and Good Old Games, and probably with Black Friday coming up, you could probably get it for like $3 on PC. It is a fantastic, lighthearted, goofy game with some fun mechanics. So I would highly recommend that if you're looking for another kind of, and the art direction is fantastic. But yeah, I need a break from this, and that kind of leads us into our next point. We're going to take a break in December. So we've had a ton of stuff going on and that's why you may have noticed we haven't really been streaming games. We've had a ton of stuff going on in the book club. So we started doing merchandise, and we've got a writing project on on the cusp that we're
On the
hoping to
horizon.
launch on the horizon in 2021. So we've got a lot of stuff, and not to mention like our real lives and jobs and families. So we're going to take a break in December, and what we're going to do, I want everyone to chime in the comments. You have all these games at your at your fingertips, right? We're gonna do a backlog month. We're not gonna put a poll up or anything, but what are you gonna play this month, Adam? So you're gonna have a little bit of time for the holidays. I know I've got some paid time off from work. Like if you could pick one or two games, Adam, what would you play this month to kind of dig into your backlog? Or maybe there's a game like a Yoku, or like I've been looking at Undertale stuff. That was an option for a game club, and it doesn't even have to be a game club. Like, what's one or two games that you would love to kind of get through in the month of December? Because it's always a good month for me to get through a game.
Well, I have to say that I have a problem, and that I cannot stop playing Super Mario Brothers 35 on the Switch. And Tyler just said the next thing, Cyberpunk is
Oh
coming
my
out
god,
in
it looks
December.
so cool.
And I feel like I need to clean my plate for that, because
Yeah,
you know, it's an open world game, and I have not the greatest track record with open world games, but this one looks like it might scratch the itch that I like. I'm not a big fantasy guy, but this one's got that like sort of neo sci-fi, like noir kind of vibe to it. And so it might scratch that itch finally for an open world game that speaks to me. So that's coming up, and I know it's coming up, and I know to get ready for it. So in the meantime,
so that's a new game. So I'm with you. If I had to pick a new game, Red Dead Redemption does nothing for me. Grand Theft Auto does nothing for me. Skyrim, I don't like fantasy stuff. Give me like more Fallout sci-fi type stuff. So if I had to pick a brand new game, Cyberpunk, but I also like, God, do I need to spend $60 when I have so many games? Okay, but that aside, Cyberpunk, what would be something that you may already have in your queue?
I already have. Well, I started Paper Mario.
Origami
King. So I need to go back. I need to eventually get back to that one, because I liked it. I enjoyed it. I was having a good time with it.
My son's loving it. Like he's gotten almost all the streamers.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time. My brother was mentioning Star Wars Squadrons to me the other day. It's like an X-wing throwback. May or may not get that one. I also am curious. I just got it was free on the Epic Store, Elite Dangerous, which is kind of a open world space sim. So I might try that out. I mean, there's just a lot of things that I want to try. I don't have like games. I got a huge backlog, but like at some point, like sometimes the backlog just becomes a DNF for me.
Yeah. So last year, this time I bought a PS4 because it was like $200 with so many games, and I wanted to. I had a PS3 and I played through the Uncharted series, which are some of my most favorite games, the best action games ever, right? And so I bought the PS4 last year.
I was puking on Origami.
Oh, come on, Tyler. I get it. I know the battle system does not do it.
The battle system is weird. It's weird.
But I'm down with weird. But yes, I know the battle system, and people were really hoping for another 1,000-year door. So I got my PS4 and I got the Uncharted collection because I was like, great, I'm going to play Uncharted 1 through 3 and then play 4 so I get caught up. And I played through 1 and I'd already beaten 1. So I have a PS4 that I bought brand new and I've played Uncharted 1 on it. So
I did the same. I did the same thing, but for Metal Gear. So I got a PS4 because, or was it PS3? Whatever it was. I think it was PS3, where Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, and like I was like, oh, I'm so excited! I'm gonna play all the Metal Gear. So I played Metal Gear Solid 1, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3. Then I was so burnt out on Metal Gear, like I never played 4.
So I'm on Metal Gear. I'm on Uncharted 2. So I love Uncharted 2. I think that is the best action game I've ever played.
Uncharted 2 is amazing.
So I'm going to try to get to Uncharted 4 during the holiday break, but I have so many like DS RPGs and Switch RPG. I don't even know what to play. Like I have so much that I could, but I don't know.
I love Thousand Year Door. Thousand Year Door was amazing.
I love all the I like Sticker Star for 3DS.
I really like Super Paper Mario for the Wii.
Super Paper Mario was cool. Like I had it. My disc doesn't read anymore. I gotta get another disc. But See, I could never get into the Metal Gear games. I
It's
played through.
tactical espionage action.
Yeah, I played through the GameCube version of 3, and I liked that. But then, like, I couldn't get into any of the other ones.
It's if you like tactical espionage action with a big old convoluted story, these games are for you.
You know what I might play? I might play the best dollar game I've ever bought. Codename Steam.
Oh,
Adam, I bought you a copy because they had 3 of them at
Sweet.
Walmart. It was $1, brand new, but it's made by the people that make
not
Jeff
that
Moore. God of War is excellent. Wrong with you, Sticker Start. Hey, I beat Sticker Start. I had a fun time with it. It's super cute. Leave me alone. I want to make a vacuum and vacuum up bad guys. Codename Steam. If you go to Walmart, look for Codename Steam because they're clearancing out all their 3DS games. It is made by the same people that make oh shoot, what's the strategy game? Fire Emblem.
Game.
It's made by the people that make Fire Emblem. So you can actually use Fire Emblem amiibos in this and pull your Fire Emblem characters into the game. But it is aliens invading the planet, and Abe Lincoln comes and rescues you in an airship, and he's not dead, and you have to go like strategy game, like fight alien bugs, like turn-based combat. It's super kooky and weird. I may play that some. I bought it for $1. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, Jankytown Love and the Luigi's Mansion. We got to play some Scare Scraper.
I have it, and I haven't even started it.
Got to get on that Scare Scraper. I'll bust Ghost with you.
How many players can play that?
A lot, I think.
A lot.
Yeah, we could theoretically have maybe 8. Maybe 8 people can play online. I don't know. But
yes, Tyler S. Is that the one that had Lincoln in it? Yes, it is. In Japan, it is. I think it's called Lincoln versus Aliens, and it's literally like you meet your second character, and it's John Henry, and like it's set. It's a steampunk weird game, but like the production quality is super top notch, and it looks. If you have a new 3DS XL, the last 3DS that they made in 3D mode, it looks incredible. It's fantastic.
I don't have one of those.
Oh my god, that's an amazing system. Amazing system. So yeah, so we're gonna take a break in December. Y'all play some games, get through some backlog stuff. We'll revisit in January. I'm gonna throw it out, guys. I'm not sure what we're gonna do in January, just because we've got this other project that we really want to kick off the ground with, Literally Wasted. But we're still here. We're still talking games, posting stuff. We're probably, I don't feel like streaming much lately, but Discord's open, and we may have some like just chill, casual, like, hey, we're gonna have a Mario Kart night, but we're not streaming it.
Yeah, we can do multiplayer stuff without having to stream it all the time. So
yeah,
I just want to play some games. So hit me up. Yeah, let's play some games.
Let's play some games.
I love me some multiplayer stuff.
You know what I really want to play, Adam, that I have and I've really never gotten into because I think I needed multiplayer, was Diablo 3.
Oh yeah.
I know you and Christy play Diablo 3, so if you want to play Diablo 3, I would like to get into that.
I'm into that. Okay.
Yes, Dan, get up on that Discord. I'm bad about checking it lately, but I keep it on my phone. Oh
Lucas,
no,
you're gone. You disappeared.
Oh no,
What
can you
happened?
hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Can
think
you hear me?
I think I just clicked it.
What is this season of Rocket? Oh, I need to get on that. I haven't played Rocket League in a minute.
I guess I'm gone. Maybe.
Lucas.
I started my camera back. I don't know what happened. Oh well.
No. Well,
I've been sucked into the black void of Hollow Knight.
but yeah, so Rocket League. Let's play Rocket League. Just all you gotta do is hit me up. I'll play with you. Rocket League, Luigi's Mansion, Scare Scraper, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, even.
Oh, I saw me click in for a sec, but I guess
I saw nothing.
That's okay. All right. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. We love hanging out with y'all, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Be safe, be smart. I know each and every one of you will be.
Don't get COVID.
Don't get COVID, man. It's crazy, and it sucks that we can't all see our families as much as we'd want to. But hey, we're all one big gaming family here, and we love hanging out with you guys. And we'll talk tomorrow night, Adam.
Old Man's War. We said Old Man's War's coming up.
What? What?
All
I guess
right.
I'm sucked into the black void, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I live in the deep nest now.
All right. See y'all tomorrow if you're in the Lit Club. Lit fam.
Bye.
Bye.